You unlock this door with the key to room 403. Beyond it is another dimension. A dimension of outlines. A dimension of synthesis. A dimension of bagpipe. You're moving into a land of both peopling and identity, of politics and power. You've just crossed over into the Nelson Zone.
Ever since the dawn of time, people have had conflicting ideologies about how they want their governments run. Some people use peaceful protest to incite change. However, there are those special few who try to eliminate opposing ideologies by killing the most influential men that represent them. These are some of the most infamous assassinations in United States history.
April 15th, 1865, Ford Theater, Washington, D.C. Lincoln arrives at the theater with his wife and guests. The show pauses to acknowledge the four of them. They took their seats, a great view of the stage. The comedy continued. Act 3 begins, and Booth left his seat. The funniest line in the play is said, and everyone in the audience laughs, except one. Lincoln has fallen back into his seat. His wife noticed as he dropped her hand. She screams in terror. The whole audience notices. Booth jumps down from the balcony and breaks his leg upon impact. "Sic semper tyrannis," shouted Booth as he fled the scene. Lincoln died in a hospital 3 days later. Booth was said to be found in a barn, yet it was recently discovered that it wasn't him. Spring, 1963. This is Lee Harvey Oswald, a white ex-Marine from Louisiana with extremely unstable behavior and radical communist views. He is pictured here with his brand new sniper rifle. This is the 35th President of the United States, John F. Kennedy. He has just helped the United States avoid a devastating nuclear war with the Soviet Union and is in the planning stages of a revolutionary civil rights act. This man has a great future ahead of him. November, 1963. The President has just announced that he will be visiting Dallas, Texas later this month, the exact place where Lee Harvey Oswald is currently residing. It is at this moment that Oswald has decided to assassinate the President of the United States. November 21st, 1963. Oswald has decided to shoot the President from the window of the Texas School Book Depository as the President's limo comes around the corner of Dealey Plaza. November 22nd, 1963, 12 p.m. Oswald is now set up in the warehouse with his rifle, waiting for his prey to arrive. 12:30 p.m. Kennedy is now within shooting range of Oswald's rifle, and Oswald takes the first shot. He misses terribly. Unfortunately, everybody in the surrounding area thought that this was a joke, or the sound of a motorcycle backfiring, and carried on without a care in the world. The pressure is now back on Oswald. He knows he only has 2 shots left. He has to make them count. With his hand shaking violently, he loads the second bullet, aims, and fires. This time, he hits Kennedy in the back of the neck, and chaos ensues. Jackie Kennedy immediately notices that something is wrong. She leans over to her husband and sees that there is blood pouring down his chest. She knows that he is in the process of being assassinated. Oswald begins to load his final shot. With his hand shaking, he looks through the scope once more and begins to take aim. Jackie Kennedy and her Secret Serviceman Clint Hill jump into action, trying to save the President from his inevitable fate. Just 8.4 seconds, Mr. Kennedy had gone from on top of the world to the most recent assassinated president.
Oh no, our narrator just got shot. I guess I'll take over from here. Martin Luther King Jr. On this day, he was probably giving a speech or something.
I have a dream.
Later, he went back to his motel, but before that, some sketchy figure named James Earl Ray went into the motel saying, Hey, change his room to 3rd floor. Alrighty. Who are you again? Doesn't matter. Then he left. Now, meanwhile, in Birmingham, Alabama, Martin Luther King is going back to his hotel, having a great time. He goes into his room asking, "Where's my floor?" The person says, "On the 3rd floor, of course. Someone just changed it." So he went to the 3rd floor. Now, on the night of the assassination, MLK was probably reading a book or something. And then it happened. He was shot. Oh look, it looks like it's time for Bullet Angles with Ben. Now this is MLK on his deathbed, and this is the bullet. Tracing it back to the night of the assassination, we can use the bullet angle to find the assassin. We draw the bullet, we can determine a 39-degree angle, and trace it back to the window, where the assassin, James Earl Ray, is probably hiding behind. And there you have it, that's Bullet Angles with Ben. Here's MLK bleeding out on the floor. Some people actually tried to come save him, but they failed, and he died in the hospital. A lot of people were at his funeral. It was a sad time. Then riots happened in the streets, and they got a little bit out of hand. So the military had to come in and shoot him up and stop the riots. You know what the military usually does. Meanwhile, James Earl Ray was escaping in his white Mustang all the way to Toronto, Canada. There, at the airport, he got stopped by a security officer who said, "Hey son, you've got 2 passports on you. You're illegal." And then he got captured and sent to court, and then they found out he also assassinated MLK. But he said, "I didn't do it," and to this day, many believe he still didn't.